Hello everyone, good morning. I hope you are doing well. We are glad to meet back on Comprendre Chretiente. You can subscribe on YouTube, on Facebook and on TikTok, and follow us on our different pages. We are pursuing with the theme of this year's program, do not be compromised in 2026. Yes, that is our goal, that is our objective. But I want us to look at something very specific today, the case of Cain in the Bible. The Bible says in the book of Genesis chapter 4 from verse 3 that, and in the process of time to pass, that Cain brought an offering of the fruit of the ground to the Lord. Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and their fat. And the Lord respected Abel and his offering. In fact, the Bible here tells us initially that Cain and Abel were the two first sons of our ancestors Adam and Eve. But there is something that happened. Cain was a farmer and Abel used to rear animals. But at the same time, something pushed Cain to offer a very poor offering to God. It was the fact that he never had esteem for God. Yeah, he never had respect, he never had esteem, because in his sacrifice, he just offered any of his plants to God. But Abel, rather, he had so much esteem for the Lord that he chose the firstborn of his flock and their fat. It means that God as well is selective on the kind of offering that you give to him. Do you know that the kind of offering that you give unto the Lord can be a way of compromission? Do you know that it can irritate God? If something irritates God, then it means it is not right, as that of Cain. But there is something that happened. As Cain did this, the Bible says in verse 7, in verse 5 first of all, that the Lord did not respect the offering of Cain, and he did not also respect Cain. It means that when you honor God in your lifestyle, when you decide not to compromise, just imagine God honors you in return. When you decide to respect God with your mind, with your body, with everything that you do, God respects you in return, and the respect of God will be very visible by all men. And verse 7 says, if you do well, will you not be accepted? That is God asking Cain this question. Then he says further, sin lies at your door, and his desire is for you. And his desire is for you, and you should rule over it. It means that whenever compromission is about to happen, there are signs, there are warnings, my dear friends, my dear sisters, my dear brothers. There are always warnings that are always there. There are always red flags. But most often we choose to ignore it. And my prayer for you is that you should not be like Cain, who ignored the sign, the red flag that God gave to him, but he went ahead and killed his brother. And as he killed his brother, a lot of things arose from there. He started suffering from a lot of consequences of the compromission, a lot of the consequences of what he did, because he refused to listen, he refused to foresee, he refused to consider the red signs that were by him. And I pray that this year the Lord may put a lot of red flags so that you can see and be watchful, so you do not fall into any form of compromission. May God bless you. May God strengthen you. See you in our next video. Shalom, shalom.